If you enjoy this podcast, then be sure to check out Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, where you can get your daily dose of farm wisdom. Tune in every day to learn the latest tips, tricks, and stories from the world of farming. Whether you're a seasoned farmer or just getting started, our podcast has something for everyone. Join us as we explore topics like farm business, crop planning, soil management, and tools and technology. Start your day off right with Farm Small, Farm Smart Daily, available on all major podcast platforms. Don't miss out. Subscribe today.
If we go back to what we were initially talking about, it's easier to, not easier, maybe it's a preferred way, in your opinion, to add things to sell to existing customers than it is to get new customers. If you look at adding new things to sell, there's some dollar component, there's some time component to doing that. There's some dollar component, there's some time component to adding new customers. So if you're encouraging the primer, the first one, you must think that it's easier to add something to give to a customer than it is to add a new customer.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is just, I guess, data that over time a farmer becomes aware that, at least in our case, the cost of acquiring a customer in most businesses is very high. If you just think about the amount, even just for a Facebook ad, like the amount of money that you spend for a lead, it could be $20, it could be $25. I don't know. It sort of depends on the business. And the time that it takes to warm that person up to make them decide they're finally ready to buy from you. I mean, all of that is sort of put into the cost of acquiring a customer. It is not easy to get someone to finally buy from you for the first time. It takes time. And in some cases, it takes money for them to finally be emotionally ready to make that decision. So I don't take that lightly. Once I've acquired a customer, I'm like, whew, that was big. I worked hard to get that person. And so when I think about now that I've got that person and they're hopefully somewhat bought in, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that they stay in love with me so that I don't lose them, right? So that CS in the world of CSA, like retention is such a huge conversation because so many farms struggle with keeping their CSAs filled. Like 40% of their people leave. That's a lot of people to replace every year. But if we do a really good job of attracting the right person from the get-go, because we've got a strong attraction process, then when they're finally, in our ecosystem and they like it, and we do a great job of serving them to the point that they become a super fan, well, then now they're like ripe and ready for you to just keep giving them things to purchase. So whether it's retention in the sense of, will you be in my CSA again this year? That becomes an easier ask and easier yes for them if they've had an amazing experience and you've done a good job of, you've taken that time to develop resources to cultivate that connection, as opposed to taking that time and only spending it over here, right? To like build new customers. If you shift some of that time over here and just take care of the ones you have, not only are you going to make them feel like $1 million, they're going to succeed with your product. Now they're like, ready. What else do you have? What else do you have for me? And I think it's so much easier to just be like, well, how about you shop at my online store every week and buy additional vegetables that I can bring along with your CSA bin, right? Like that's what's happening for us. I have customers every week that go and buy more stuff to add to their CSA bin. Or I have a Thanksgiving share that I add on, or we did an ice cream share, a bread share. We did an affiliate partnership with Citizen Salmon Alaska. So now we're giving them fish and we're getting a commission cut from that. I mean, we're just continuing to find ways to give them more products, farm dinners, you name it. And that's just, then the question is just, what else can I come up with? Or how can I bundle my products in a different way? Because whatever I come up with, many of them are going to say yes to, because they just want to support me.
I mean, work-wise, arguably that's as much work as trying to get a new customer, no?
It might be, Diego, but the work that's involved in finding a new customer, you don't make a lot of money off of those people in the first stages, right? So you might spend $25, $30, $35 to get them, but then it takes them a while to turn into a super fan. So I would like to shift some of my time over here to making them super fans, because then just the sky's the limit. Well, not the sky's the limit, but you can make the money faster over on the people that you've taken care of.
I mean, I hearing you, and I'm with you. I'm following you. I see it as, especially in a CSA model, where one customer's business is worth so much, and you hear about the CSA turnover and retention rate and all that. That your primary goal, get them to come back, because the next sale is just the same thing they've already bought. They're just buying it again, and then kind of the outer ring of that is, okay, great, they're coming back. Now let's also buy something additional beyond that. But first, let's get them to come back, because if they don't come back, they're not going to buy anything additional, and that's all, the whole theory falls apart.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the average lifetime customer value. I mean, that's the number that I'm looking at. I'm looking at average order value in the cart as well, of course, but I look at this as a long game. I'm looking at a customer and thinking lifetime value. Like, this person stays with me 10 years. And if each person spends, I don't know, like $1,000 with me a year, and I have, 400 of them, like, that's a lot of money, right? Yeah. If I can get them to spend that much with me in a year, I'm willing to spend the time to work on that. I mean, this whole idea of like 1,000 true fans or 100 true fans, like if you can find a true fan and get them to spend $1,000 with you a year, all you need is 100, and you've made a whole lot of money, right? So it's trying to figure out, how can I turn these people into super fans who will stay with me for life? And it's not just the value, it's not just the monetary value that they're bringing you. It's, there's the connection, there's this compensation that's happening as a farmer for us because we're connecting with them, right? They care about us. They do nice things for us. They have our backs, especially in the CSA model. Like, when they're bought in, they will go to the mat for you if something happens. And that's only happening because we're taking the time to really get to know them and take good care of them. Not to mention that once you can get a person to this super fan status, they are talking about you. They are your brand ambassador. And you don't even have to ask them to be, because they've been so wowed by your service that that's where that, exponential growth kind of starts to happen. The referrals system is in place because you have overserved and overdelivered.
Hello, growers. Looking for a simple way to supercharge your diet with powerful nutrients? Meet broccoli microgreens. These tiny sprouts pack 10 to 100 times more nutrition than mature broccoli, making them a true superfood. With their mild flavor, broccoli microgreens can be added to any meal or smoothie, giving you a tasty health boost. They're easy to grow, ready in just 7 to 9 days, and thrive in various environments. Rich in sulforaphane, calcium, vitamin C, vitamin A, iron. They protect your cells and fight inflammation. Perfect for boosting your health goals or as a market crop. Start growing them today and experience the benefits. Get 100% organic, pathogen-tested and pathogen-free broccoli microgreen seeds at shop.moderngrower.co or using the link below.